It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in for what has been a very inspirational Friday morning, and it's only getting better. Undoubtedly, the beauty about Mandela Day is there are so many ways in which you can contribute your 67 minutes to a greater good in the service of others. You can offer services, your time, even your body. You could put it on the line, which is exactly what Mrs. South Africa Nicole Capper, along with professional athletes Landie and Christiaan Greyling, did this past Mandela Day when they summited Cathedral Peak in the Drakensberg mountain range to raise funds for a brilliant organization caring for girls. And they are joining us this morning to talk us through their experiences. How are the legs feeling, guys?
A little bit tender, and I'm wearing heels.
We appreciate the sacrifice. This is really cool. I mean, just looking at that setting, that's got to have been one of the best parts. But fill us in, what actually went down and how was that experience for you? Maybe I can start with you, Nicole.
Well, it was at this third race in the Cathedral Peak Challenge. And it's an incredible challenge because it's based in the middle of the Drakensberg. It's the highest freestanding peak in the Drakensberg. And you literally walk out of Cathedral Peak Hotel and start the 21-kilometer hike. It is hard. It is most certainly a challenge.
21 kilometers like that, pretty much.
Yes, yeah, it's 1.5 kilometers vertical ascent, which for me is the most challenging thing I've ever done, physically and mentally. But I have done it before, so I knew it was in store. But this time was really special because I got to do it with a whole group of people for a purpose, for Mandela Day, for the centenary, and in celebration of those who summited Mount Kilimanjaro with Trek for Mandela yesterday on the same day.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you for a bit of background there first, but just looking at the experience, obviously, Landie and Christiaan, you guys are very experienced trail running athletes. Were there any surprises along the way? How did you find the experience?
Yeah, there's always some surprises on the way. I mean, you go out and trail running is about being out in environment and nature, and you can't always control the natural elements. So, yeah, the Cathedral Peak in itself was a massive surprise again because we just returned back from a 2-month trip through Europe, and we run in many countries. And we just realized again how privileged we are with the trails in South Africa, the mountain, the scenery, and it was just a wake-up call again of the beauty we have here.
And Landie, this takes on a whole different relevance when you're doing it for a cause with people that are all, and I would imagine they have to rely on your expertise and your experience in this kind of sphere. But how different is it taking on a challenge like this when you're doing it for, not just from a competitive base, but doing it for something really special?
Yeah, I think it's about a greater cause. So it's always you're going to go that extra mile, and I think the mental preparation and that becomes a real it becomes something important, and the ability to master that limits that you put for yourself. I think it's about getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and I think a lot of people struggle with that. But if you have a big enough why that you're doing something, I think it just makes it so much easier to go for that goal and to be motivated and to do it for more than yourself.
And it changes you. Each one of these kind of experiences, when you break down those barriers, as you're saying, changes you. Now, you mentioned Mount Kilimanjaro, Nicole. A 67-strong team embarked summiting Mount Kilimanjaro. How are they doing? Where are they in their kind of journey?
They've just summited and are busy heading down right now. They'll be home tomorrow, so I'm actually going to go and welcome them back at the airport. And what a group of legends, but it's actually just ordinary South Africans doing something extraordinary for a purpose. And that for me is what it's all about, is just challenging yourself to stretch. And
Has Cathedral Peak planted that seed? Will you
tackle
Kili?
I actually have set the goal now to go to Kili. I will be climbing and summiting on Women's Day, 9th of August.
Absolutely love it. Now you've got the training has officially begun.
Yes.
Doesn't get much better than that. Maybe they'll be lured into doing it as well. I think so much importance placed on Mandela Day and 67 minutes, but ultimately during the centenary year, we want this to be an everyday kind of exercise. What does Mandela Day mean for you, and what does the legacy of Mandela mean to you as a Mrs. South Africa?
Well, it was really significant. I decided to spend 67 minutes on that peak, and waited for some people to join us and took in the silence and the scenery and the beauty. And, you know, that was one day. That was an adventure. That was a challenge. And it was really important to remember what one man did for our country. Years and years of challenges and obstacles. And just to embrace those obstacles, because that's what makes life so amazing and gives us our stories and gives us our strength and our unity. And that's what Mandela Day is about for me, is that legacy of unity.
That right there is why you are Mrs. South Africa. She's earned that sash. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and all the best of luck with the next venture. I have a feeling that this is the start of many adventures to come. Please come in to take us through that journey up Killy as well. I think there are a lot of people getting inspiration, but I think the big lesson here is if you can achieve this in just 67 minutes, something groundbreaking, something truly life-altering for someone else, imagine what you can achieve if you apply this mentality every single day of the year.